Huh?
You're a fan of The Simpsons. You know that character in The Simpsons, the gap-toothed yokel?
Yeah.
If I look at Carl when he's black, Cletus.
Yeah.
It's the kind of cliche comic book thing of having a mouth wide open to suggest formlessness. Oh. It's amazing.
Or an accommodating come on.
Yes. Absolutely.
Carl, that little man inside your head is what, you know, that people use it as your conscience, don't they?
Alright.
Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
No?
No.
No? Okay.
I was watching Moonraker. It was on, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with the James Bond films.
I don't think I've ever watched a Bond film from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I've never watched one on DVD, and I've never gone to cinema to watch one, and I'm not usually in on Easter Saturday.
Honestly. The thing about James Bond, when I was younger, I thought he was amazing. I just thought he was the ultimate cool, sophisticated hero. Do you know what I mean? My dream as a kid, like when I say kid, I mean a teenager, was to come home, which invariably he did. He'd come back to his hotel suite, he'd open the door, there'd be a trail of clothes, and he'd follow it, go into the bedroom, there'd be a beautiful woman in the bed, you know.
You'd say, clean up, what are you doing? You're messy. I'm going to forget my mum to clean all this up now. Mum, she's got a bad there's a nudie lady in my bed.
And as I say, I used to think he was really cool and sophisticated, and it's only of late that I've sort of revisited these films, and I tell you what, it's his jokes.
Oh!
He is the most infuriating man ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know why people in the films consider him so... I mean, I think the reason that women in the films are always being seduced by him is because, if you notice, they normally got English as a second language.
Right.
So they don't understand. So when he's making those jokes...
So they don't know when he goes, just keeping the British end up.
Yeah, I'm just attempting re-entry.
Yeah.
If that was a British woman, she'd be going, what?
Yeah, don't
about?
say that. That sounds awful, and it's a terrible
it's
time
so
to watch
rude,
it.
what am I?
Yeah, what am I? Yeah. And they just laugh politely.
They just laugh foolishly and then, unzip their dress normally.
Yeah.
But some of the guys, there was one where he's being chased by a guy in a moped or something, and the guy plummets off a cliff and smashes through a van which is full of feathers, and he plummets to his death, and Bond just says, all those feathers, and he still couldn't fly. What are you talking about? What do you mean? It's not a joke. It's just words. There's one where in Moonraker, he punches this bloke on the floor, he punches him through a plate glass window, and he lands on a piano, and Bond goes, play it again, Sam. There's the one in one of the early films where he throws a guy in a bath and electrocutes him by throwing in a thing, and then he goes absolutely shocking. But I'm just thinking, you just killed a man.
I know.
You're a psychopath. And it's just so excruciating. If someone was doing those kind of jokes in the office, you would hate them. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to talk to them. They'd be a bore.
I know. Yeah. Everything's a little one-liner. I know, and everything's a pun.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, there is a bloody good secret agency.
That's true.
So they're not hired for their wit and stand-up ability.
Exactly.
So there's swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
I doubt Johnny Vegas could save the world.
That's true enough. Yeah.
So think on different people, different needs. Kings of Leon, California Waiting on XFM 104.9. Do you know what, Steve? We get emails and, we got our posters up around this show and people enjoy it. But I don't think we get the credit we deserve for picking the music. It's true. Because we're totally unplaylisted, and I don't know if people know about this, that mine and Steve's sort of first passion before comedy is probably music. We love playing each other sort of records and that. And maybe when we come back, we should do a show where there is no pressure to, like Carl doesn't press the buttons for us, pre-record it, where we swap each other's sort of ideas for music.
It'd be like the Ricky Gervais compilation tape.
Well, sort of like, we're not talking John Peel where we try and find obscure Belgian jungle and do demos. Everything from, Kings of Leon, Lou Reed, maybe a bit of 80s stuff people have forgotten about.
Beautiful songs.
So what do you think?
I'd love to do that, Rick. I mean, genuinely, there's nothing more exciting to me than introducing to someone a song which they then they love, and they listen, maybe they buy the album,
But that's something to think about, maybe for later.
Yeah. Well, it's like you say, the pressure to kind of come up with some, high caliber chat between each record. It takes the toll.
But yeah, and that's you know, it's a passion of ours, and we'd love to. But now it's Rockbusters.
Can I just say something now before we do Rockbusters? A lot of people they come up to me, they say, Steve, we like the show. When are you going to get rid of Rockbusters? It brings it down. I'm not joking. There is lots of.
Come on, let Carl speak.
Come on, Fit.
What?
I know people who say you're never going to stop that, are you? So one of us is lying again.
Not really. You know, I'm talking about people who've listened to the show. You're talking about Suzanne, your girlfriend.
Oh, Martin. He'll be at home now with a pad, getting ready to play.
But I should just.
Max Freeman did encourage Carl on a couple of occasions. He even tried to get him through with the answer egg when we were doing that naming animal round.
Yes.
So,
but I should just say that people think that somehow Ricky and I are endorsing Rockbusters, that somehow by allowing it on the show, somehow we think it's good and we appreciate it. And I need to point out that it's more like when a child comes back from school and they've done a painting. Yeah. It's crap.
Yeah.
But of course
the
you've got to stick it on the fridge.
bigger than the house.
You've got to stick it on the fridge because otherwise the kids going to get upset.
In this next episode, you've got to remember the cat is bigger than the house.
Exactly.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anything.
The humans don't have bodies, their legs come straight from their head.
Yeah. Mummy and Daddy.
Please welcome to the stage Karl Pilkington's Rockbusters.
Right. Right, so cryptic clues, initials,
cryptic.
and you work it out, you email in and that.
Yeah.
First one. Yeah. Don't be stealing my tools. Take your sister's. Alright, and the initials NK.
Don't be stealing my tools. Take my sister's.
Yeah, so that's like the cryptic clue, and the initials of the artist or band is NK. Alright? Second one. Buy it if you want, not bothered. Think about it. Come back. Right, come back if you want.
Start again, Carl. Right, start that second one again.
Right, well, you can buy.
Isn't it? Well, the first one was buy it. Well, no, this one was yeah. Well, write it down. Buy it. Right, do it. If it's a cryptic clue, all the letters count. Do it.
Buy it if you want. I'm not that bothered. You know, think about it. Come back. Check some other places out first before you.
That was a crossword clue in the Times. So we've got no time for other clues. Right.
So that's SC.
Right. Do that clue again.
Buy it if you want. I'm not fussed. Do you know what I mean? Think about it.
Fuss is making an appearance. Fuss wasn't there before. Do the clue again. Do the clue again.
Initials SC for that.
Do the clue again.
I don't want to do it again.
You haven't finished it yet?
I have, that's it.
No, do the clue again. Do the clue again.
Look, buy it if you want. I'm not fussed. Right? Shop around. Come back. It's up to you. I'm not pushing you into anything.
It's up to you, wasn't there?
SC for that one, right? And the final one, that's good, I can play 10-pin bowling again.
Okay, what's the clue?
Right.
That's O for that one. O. Alright, so...
okay, now I assume, I'm not going to bother to look, but I assume there's a jiffy bag of tacks which people can win. Alright, well great, good luck. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk is the email address.
No, buy it if you want. I'm not pushing. Come back, have a look round. I'm open Wednesdays, by the way. Shut up, see you later. The Thorns and No Blue Sky, off their album of last year, which is probably my favourite album of the year. I've started getting into that sort of like music, more serious thing in case we do it.
I mean, I don't know, from that comment, maybe we should do some preparation.
Pre-record it?
Yeah.
So we can sort of like cut all the ums and ahs and
like
me sort of like eating a sandwich while it's on, singing along, tapping a little bit. Yeah. I won't lay down like this either. We'll get me a chair that I can sort of be upright so I can enunciate.
You weren't in the room, were you, when Carl was singing along to Oliver's Army?
No.
It was a joy. Checkpoint Charlie. Oliver's Army. No idea.
Oh, bless him. Rockbusters, well on the way. Any right answers yet, Carl?
Let's just check. Let's see, we got one email.
One email? No, because they probably don't make sense.
Yeah, no responses whatsoever.
It's still on the text, isn't that?
Really?
83 XFM if you want to do it on the old...
Speak up, Carl. You didn't do it just on the radio. No, we're on the radio, we're live.
Just letting you know, do it on the text if you want. Send it in on the text.
And what? Well, what is it? Say it!
83 XFM.
Right.
What's the email address again?
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Are you tired today, Carl? Are you just bored or?
No, I'm alright, I'm good.
Yeah? Steve?
Yeah, well, no, I just wanted to mention to you, I went to the pub near my house recently. I found out that there was a pool hall.
Oh, yeah.
Like a pool club there. And I love pool. I like to think of myself as looking a little bit like Paul Newman in The Hustler
Yeah.
when I'm shooting pool.
Yeah.
And I went down there, I went with my flatmate, and it's quite a seedy pub in many respects. There's a lot of weird people in there, like alcoholics, and...
Why did they go there?
It's strange, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it? Go on.
And very, very odd people. And so he's a little bit nervous, and he said, I'm a bit worried, because there's a lot of kind of, there's people from the estate, the nearby council estate,
Yeah.
For want of a better word, scum. And so he's a bit edgy. And bizarrely, because I saw what other people, I said to him, he went, I'm a bit scared about going in. I went, don't worry, you're with me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what that means. They just think, wait a minute, the 6 foot guy with the lanky guy with the glasses, you're not going to mess with him.
You go there, they take your glasses off and you go, I've lost.
Exactly.
That's it, I'm out of here.
This is why I've never got into a fight, because if my glasses are gone, I'm screwed. That's the first
Are
thing.
you really short-sighted, aren't you?
I'd be absolutely done for.
And are you nervous are you sort of like nervous without them?
Whenever you see like a kind of action film or whatever, or maybe like a horror film,
The nerd loses glasses
and he's scrabbling around on the floor.
Is that you, is it?
Coming behind, that's me.
Really?
Yeah, done for. Absolutely done for.
What did you do when you were at school when you had to play tennis or football or rugby or something?
Kept them on.
That's dangerous.
Well, of course it is. That's why I was never, as good at rugby as I probably could have been. Because of course you can. How can you play rugby with glasses on? I'm in the scrum going, careful! Your boots! Hello!
Never mind me that.
Exactly.
Watch my glasses.
But, so I went in there, because I used to do judo when I was very young.
Well, that's impossible.
But this is ludicrous.
That must go falling off.
Oh, of course.
What about gaffer tape? Just sort of like round.
Yeah. Well, I bought something like a kind of a sports strap to keep them on, and it just pushed them right into my eyes. I could barely see. I was blinded. But I swear, when I used to go to judo, I'm sure that the other kids were being taught, right, just knock Steve's glasses off. Knock his glasses off, you can get him. So I'm always a bit edgy about fights, but for some reason I felt super confident going in there. I was like, I swaggered in and into the pool hall, and it's one of those places you've got to sort of knock. It's like a speakeasy. You've got to knock, and they open the door and you come in.
Yeah.
And I'm in there, and my flat.
One of those things you slide like a little level, they slide over. You knock, you put your face there, you just knocked your glasses off.
And so I went in there, and in a way, my flatmate was justified in being a little bit edgy, because the conversation we could overhear, the table next to us, we were playing pool, the guy next to us was going, yeah, of course, the bloody police. Spent Boxing Day in the Nick. Absolute nightmare.
You getting nervous?
So I was getting a little bit edgy, because I didn't know, but then I thought, if they don't mess with their own, we're almost like gangsters ourselves, because we're there in the lion's den, do you know what I mean? We'll probably be fine. So then, there's just an old guy serving at the bar, in his 50s, and some guys going to the jukebox, some young kids, they're just hanging out in the pool hall, they're pretty cool. They put some money in the jukebox, and in first track, Coldplay, fine, I'm thinking that's nice, I'm playing pool. Second track, hardcore German techno. And they put in about 50 quid's worth, it seemed, because it just went on. Really thumping, kind of like gabba stuff. Old guy at the bar, just knocking his head, cleaning the glass.
Yeah.
So into this...
Piano player, furious.
Exactly. Into this comes, like, what appeared to be a family of holidaymakers with kids. So they went to this, like, seedy pool hall. We've got, the Cray twins playing pool next to me. They come in, the German techno's blaring. They come in, and there's like kids, and they've got the baby in one of those little pouches, and they sit down. And the weirdest thing was one of the guys, the uncle, let's say, of the family, he picked up the kid and he was about to put the baby down in a chair. And I thought, hang on, that's quite a hard backed chair. And as he did it, the baby's head just went and hit the back of the chair, and just flipped back and hit the back of the chair because he just lumped it down.
Oh God!
And it started screaming, crying, and the teenagers were rocking to that. They loved it. And then he came over and it was transparent what had happened. And the mum was going, what's happened? The baby was crying. And he went, I don't know what happened. And I wanted to lean over and go, you lying swine! You know what happened? You just hit her. I wanted to go, just take her aside and say, never let him handle your baby again.
No, the head was wobbling around. I could see it coming.
I don't know, who knows, he might turn out like Karl now.
That's a point.
But what do you do in those situations? Do you
Well, I'm assuming by the way you're taking it lightly, the baby wasn't hurt in any way. He just made it. Well then,
but it was still a big wreck.
You keep out of it, don't you? What are you going to do? Call the authorities and go, it was him.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to name the place in case I get knifed.
I imagine you trying to swagger it when you overheard him put up to the neck. I imagine you know, yeah, pigs. Sorry? Yeah, I hate the pigs as well. No, I'm a lawyer. I was down there. Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh, dear.
But, I'll be talking about that. I feel like I'm...
That's it. I mean, I've told you before, Steve, stay away from working class people and bad men in trainers. Because, you know, you hang on with ne'er-do-wells and you're going to get your glasses knocked off.
That's true.
Jet, roll over DJ on XFM 104.9. Carl, you promised me that you were going to reintroduce Educating Ricky.
Yeah, we can do that.
Have you got it? Have you got something that will, that's something that I won't know that's correct and that will interest me?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
Is it anything to do with monkeys?
No, we've got monkey news.
We've got monkey news coming up, of course we have. Monkey news, and then now over to XFM for monkey news with Karl Pilkington.
No, we won't do that yet. We're not doing that yet. Educating Ricky is...
Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Ages ago.
Educating Ricky. Oh, that's interesting, and it's correct.
Hang on a minute, though. What I do is, I tease you, don't I, with headlines.
Oh, go on then.
And then you have to sort of go, that one sounds good.
Go on then. What are the
I want to know more about that. Educate me.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
You've got,
Jeez.
That Nelly died.
That Nelly died. Oh,
Okay, because you're about an elephant. Yeah. Go on.
You've got that. You've got,
I got well. Take well as red. So they all start with well. Okay.
Knob body has been that lucky before.
Brilliant, alright.
Okay.
Or you've got get a lobe of this court case.
Right, okay. I'm going for knob body has been that lucky before.
Right, it's a story about this kid who was born, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was blocked out, like, and the dad and the mum saw the baby, and it was like, oh, that's a good-looking little kid.
Sure.
And they were proud and that. And then...
they're surprised that it's a good-looking little kid, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been a frog, and they'd have gone, oh, he's got your eyes.
And then the doctor goes, yeah, it is, but look at that.
What?
He said, it's a boy, and hasn't got a knob.
I love the doctor saying that. I love this GP.
Right.
Oh, this midwife saying that. Oh, I love little boy. Yeah, but no knob, baby. Mr. and Mrs. I mean, think.
Right. No, but I'm speeding it up a bit.
Alright, come on, so the baby's
right, so
born.
the baby's like that, and the doctor says that, and the woman's like, oh, it's our first as well, and stuff, right? She's really gutted.
What's the second going to be like?
So,
Go ahead.
Just a knob.
the doctor says, yeah.
I call it Carl.
Right, go on.
So the doctor says, well, I'll leave it with you for a bit, get used to the idea, right?
As opposed to throwing it away.
So he wanders off.
Yeah.
He comes back with a smile on his face. Right?
Found the knob.
So the mum and dad are like, what are you smiling about? He said, you're not going to believe this. Baby's just been born. It's got 2. Right? You can have one of them. And they did a little operation.
Where did you get this information from?
That's in a book.
What book?
Is it the same as the book that you carry round with you?
No.
With the woman with 3 legs, the juggler with 9 arms, and the bloke who found shagging a chicken under a rock? Is it in that book?
Weird though, isn't it?
Well, it's not true.
It is true.
What, in the same hospital there was a baby born without a knob? Luckily, it's Carl.
It happened.
You swear to God you're not making...
The doctor came back smiling, because you won't believe it. There's a baby there with an excess of a knob.
It happened, honestly. I'm not... All these things are not made up, the educating stuff. That's why I do it, isn't it? Teaching you stuff. Always teaching you stuff.
Alright, if anyone can confirm the baby with no knob,
they're going to confirm it, because they're going to go to the same dubious website that Carl got it from.
I always try to be level-headed and reasonable in these situations.
It's always Guatemala or Mexico. Rodriguez was born without a knob. Luckily, baby next door has got 2 knobs. What a load of shite. Play a record.
There's still more to come.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to it. Was it Nelly?
Nearly dead.
It nearly died.
Nelly died.
Bones, Radiohead off the Bends album. I mean, might be my favourite album of all time.
You said it before, yeah. I can't say I never really got into it. I remember when it came out, it was just so ubiquitous everywhere. I never really bothered listening.
I can still listen to it every day. I mean, that might be sad, I don't know, but it's a fantastic album.
Yeah.
On XFM 104.9, just practicing for when we talk more about music than maybe monkeys and people born without knobs, baby. Carl, any other thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to tell you any more educating stuff yet.
You're going to tease me with that, are you?
I'll leave you with it nearly died.
Yeah.
Get all over this court case, right? But I want you thinking about...
Yeah, thinking about it, yeah, just getting the red juices ready.
Like that.
Yeah, like an aperitif, yeah, sure.
But I've just educated you,
Yeah.
right? And I watched The Office Christmas stuff on last Sunday.
Do you like to enjoy it?
I think it was good.
Good.
I think it was good.
Thank you
It was
very
up there with one of my favourites. The second one was good.
Yeah, okay, the second one, there's more the paybacks in the second one, the first one's more set up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought people would like the second one more.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's a nice critique. Thank you, Carl.
But there was something in it you did about cavemen.
Cavemen?
You said something about, it was a fact about cavemen and you sort of only half did it. You didn't give the full information, like,
What?
kind of doing that. You just...
Where was it? What bit was it?
It was the bit when you were talking about getting a woman, I think, or you were talking about breasts or...
Oh, the one where I said people are, the reason women have cleavage is it reminds men of buttocks because when we were cavemen we used to do you from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the blind date, yeah.
Is that a joke or...
Well, I was hoping it was funny. We were... Oh, you mean... no, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did. I think cleavage is meant to represent... In a sort of Desmond Morris pop sort of anthropology type way, I think I've seen that before, that cleavage represents buttocks. And I imagine, you know, cavemen probably did do it from behind. I don't know what you want to know, Carl, really. It's in a sitcom. It wasn't a documentary.
It looked like one.
Yeah. Brilliantly directed to look like one, I'll give you that.
No, but what you're saying, so blokes like...
Yeah, I think cleavage is represented like buttocks, because obviously buttocks were much more of a sexual organ. Evolutionarily speaking, breasts were to actually bring up, to suckle young, but and were a sign of sexual maturity, so you're ready to mate. But whereas... Carl, I'm not an anthropologist, mate. I'm struggling here. What do you need to know? Yeah, I imagine that the cleavage reminds you of an arse.
Right, well, if it's all about arse, why don't gays like a little bit of tit? No, do you know what I mean?
You've done me! So the question put to us today on XFM 104.9, please call me $1, is if it's all about arse, then why don't gays like a little bit of tit?
I was worried.
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit? If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit? Just call in with your... Thanks very much for tuning in. This is in Children's TV. If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit?
It's still been an hour and a quarter before we got round to gays, so it's good to see you again.
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like a bit of tit? Is the question. What a brilliant question. Well, if you're an anthropologist or a psychologist, a doctor, a gay, please call in. If it's all about arse, this is the question.
I'm not convinced by this whole cleavage looks like an arse. That's
no, not to Steve. Nor am I. It's a bit of mock anthropology. I didn't think it would be under scrutiny.
I think it's more likely that the reason men find cleavage attractive is because they know there's a lovely pair of Bristols down there.
Yes, they look like
here we are.
If that's what's on show,
exactly. Imagine what's down there.
If that's in the front window, right?
Yeah,
what's he got to go in the shop? Oh dear! The Coral, Bill Mackay on XFM 104.9. If it's all about arses, Steve, why don't gays like a bit of tit?
I think there might be a lecture on that at the Royal Institute tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, I think he's given a
Brilliant.
Tell you something else though, that's about cavemen and that,
Yeah.
right?
Not really, go on.
Do you know,
I love the idea of a little gay fella. He's pulled a bird. So all he's done is focused on the cleavage, and he's gone, that's a lovely arse. Right? He's got a band.
We still get the money, but
Brilliant.
you know, I told you that
Brilliant.
other time. Again, because people don't recognise me, again I was in a record shop, there was a stack of Office videos, and this guy went by, and I sort of heard them as they went by. He went, "Oh, Office, yeah, a lot of people like that. I think it's shit." He's mate, when I agree.
Really?
And of course, again, I was like, what could I do? I couldn't say anything. I couldn't pipe up and go, well, that's sort of...
I like the fact that you're always hearing these loud vocals.
Yeah.
It's great. What's the chance of that? That's brilliant. Maybe everyone's always slagging it off.
But it's part
That's
of
it.
Yeah, that's part of it, but also because I keep hanging out by stacks of Office DVDs.
Oh dear.
Wearing a t-shirt with a picture of you and me on it.
Yeah, that'll do it. What we got to play, Carl?
something that Steve wants.
Well, actually, I must dedicate this to someone who's emailed in. I mentioned earlier that I was going to play some of the Roots, and Joe from Peterborough is very excited about that. So this is not from the current Roots album, sadly, which I've not fully absorbed yet, and therefore don't feel I can make a decision on which track to play. But maybe that'll come.
That's the sort of
sometime in the
effort
future.
and thought we put into our, picking music.
Exactly.
I had these cassettes still in the bag from last week.
Sure. Anyway, this is from the album Things Fall Apart. It's the Roots featuring Erica Badu. You got me. Featuring Erica Badu. That's the Roots, and You Got Me.
Good, I like that one.
Yeah, you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love it, yeah. Well, it's coming up to 1:30, and so it's time for Rockbusters. It's a structured show, it's a new leaf. This show in the new year is going to be structured. Set pieces, hitting our marks, do you know what I mean? There'll be time checks, weather checks, Rick hold out. If you're driving, careful on that. So do the
Watch
prizes.
out for traffic, if it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, an arbitrary selection of goodies.
What are those politicians doing?
Was that XFM News?
Right, what have we got?
So we've got, for those that are a fan of the movie Donnie Darko, which a lot of people rave about this year, a sort of weird teenage movie, then there's a sort of sweatshirt there.
It is actually quite nice.
It's not bad at all.
Long-sleeve
It's medium, so if you're a bit of a bloater, don't bother to apply unless you've got a friend already. We've also got here a Graham Norton video, Certificate 18. So please don't phone up don't email in unless you're above the age of 18.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the best of his TV show.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
It's a big stiff video, that, isn't it? It's a big stiff cock of a video.
Thanks very much.
I meant the...
You meant the bird.
Yeah.
There's also a fairly mediocre British wartime thriller, Enigma, which a lot of people, it was hyped for a while, but it's actually interminable. I've seen it. The first series here of The Kumars at number 42 on DVD. I think that's award-winning, so that's available as well. We've got 2 CDs by the look of it. We've got Pulp's Greatest Hits, which I don't think sold very well, and so presumably they are giving that away. And Johnny Cash's current album, American For the Man Comes Around, there's some good cover versions there.
Again, another big sell. A big sell. We're really pushing this.
It's quite kooky. Johnny Cash here does covers of things including Personal Jesus.
Oh, right.
By Depeche Mode. We've got Bridge Over Troubled Water, his version of that. Desperado. And anyway, it's not bad. That's probably the best treat in that bunch. And,
Right.
I'm assuming there's some questions there, Carl.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
If you're a new listener, the way it works, I'll give you a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. Makes more sense when you hear it, I reckon.
Not particularly.
Well, not really. Although people do get it. I just worry about the state of our listeners. Go on.
Right, so there's 3 of them. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
It's email only. I repeat, it is email only.
We're not too lazy to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. Number 1. There's normally 2 easy ones and a difficult one.
Sure.
So here we go. Number 1. Don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind.
Don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind.
Yeah, that's AA.
AA.
So that's the first one.
What do you mean, You've got them written out,
yeah, I'm just thinking about what the answer is, so they don't write the answer down.
Don't worry, they'll get it. Yeah, don't worry.
Well, you can't remember it. You came up with it. There's only 3.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
No, it's not weird. It's incompetent.
Right, the second one, anyway, I hope you get this.
I hope you get this. email in and tell us the answer.
This is a shambles, isn't
Hang on a
it?
minute.
Go on.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
You don't know
You
the
don't know that
answer.
is?
I'm sure it'll come to me once I see it on email.
What do you mean? Once they get it, you'll agree with them.
I'll know if it's the one I had down as the answer.
This is brilliant.
Come on,
Imagine
it's a-
Jeremy Paxman doing that. Going,
Yeah, University
"What-
Time."
Is that right? Go on.
Right, so that's that one.
Give us that one again.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
But you're confused. I don't understand how you can be confused.
Yeah.
Alright,
the third one, I'll have to put that woman in the oven. And that's AB.
Alright, quickly give us them again.
Right, so the first one, don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind. That's AA. He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That's P. And I'll have to put that woman in the oven. AB.
Alright.
Okay.
Ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk.
I'm going to play a classic track now by Neil Young, Alabama. It's beautiful. Neil Young, Alabama. Carl is still confused. He's waiting. He's biting his fingers, waiting for an email to tell him the answer to the clue he made up but can't get. I love that as an experiment. As a that would confuse psychologists, that you come up with something that you can't get. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you came up with the question, you don't know the answer.
And you expect them to, but you can't, and you made it up. Look at your face. Play some adverts. Honestly, Juan by Billy Corgan's new band there. Ex-Smashing Pumpkins. Sounds a bit like them, but I like it.
It's alright, not bad.
I like it.
You would seem to know, Rick, incidentally, that someone's got the right answer, so
Carl's relieved.
is the answer, yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Carl. You're a fool. Right.
Well, talking of which, it's a long time since we've had any White Van Carl. For those that don't remember this particular hot feature, we basically ask Carl some of the questions that are asked of a white van driver in the sun. They always have this on Saturday afternoons. Anyway, here's the first one. And they're not fascinating, Carl, but I'm just interested on your take, really.
Yeah.
What do you make of Cilla Black quitting Blind Date after her husband sent a message from beyond the grave? You familiar with this story?
I didn't know that. What's that?
She went to see a medium, and supposedly her husband passed on information through the medium, which was incredibly vague, but persuaded her to quit live on air.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? If even dead people are saying enough's enough. But I'll tell you what though, talking about ghosts and that, do you know how I'm into them?
Yeah.
Right? How weird do you think this is, right?
Well, it's not true. Before you say it, play a record.
No, go on.
Go on.
Right, it's this woman. I don't even know if it's ghost really, it's just a bit weird. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
There's this woman, and she's not a woman, she's a kid.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
She's walking down like a street in her area, it's a nice day and everything's normal. She's walking down, and a woman comes up, cycling past, right? The woman on the bike looks at the kid, absolutely terrified, right? Got a really scary face on her.
Yeah.
The kid's thinking, why is she doing that?
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, she thinks nothing of it, goes, I think she was playing in the park or whatever, goes and has a nice day. About 15 years later, she's, I don't know, I think she was going to work, right, on a bike.
She was riding her own bike.
Riding her own bike, cycling down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Looks at the kid. That's the thing that happened like 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
It's her on the bike looking at her as a kid.
Right. Not another child.
No. So it's her. She's seen herself.
Carl. I mean, I don't know where to start.
Firstly, where does this information come from?
But I mean, why do you ever? I mean, I don't know what part of that you think can be true. I don't. I'm honest. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. What are you talking about?
Bit weird, though, isn't it?
But it's not true.
It didn't happen. Nothing happened like that.
She said it did.
Well, she's wrong.
She said she saw herself.
She saw herself as a kid, didn't she?
Did she carry on
And as an adult when she was a kid.
Did she stop and talk to herself Or did she ride on by and think, that's a bit weird, there's me as an 8-year-old. I won't stop, I'll be late for work.
Yeah, if I'm late again, the boss said he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
And where is this information? Did it happen to someone you know?
No.
You overheard it on the bus?
No, it was in the 14 Times.
Oh, right. Well, that's
okay.
that's
Good.
We've got to the bottom of that.
Right, good. Brilliant.
Now, what do you make of David Blunkett accusing gangster rappers of making kids believe guns are cool? It's a hot topic there, Carl, and I imagine you've got some strong opinions.
He's saying what?
He is saying, basically, that all this rap music is advocating gun use and violence against people, and he's very worried about it.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Next one.
Have you thought about going into politics? Because I'll tell you this, they wouldn't be able to argue with you, really, in the Houses of Parliament. Where would they start?
Yeah. My fellow is an idiot.
No, but violence has always been about, hasn't it? Like cowboys and Indians. They didn't have PlayStations and Tupac then, and there was still violence.
What do you mean? In the Wild West?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really blame it on stuff. It'll always happen. That's the world, and it's made up of different types and that.
Again, he's right. Again, he's sort of right in a way, in his innocence, in his buffoonery.
I didn't hear what he said.
He just said there's always been violence. You know what I mean? It's sort
Even,
of like,
dinosaurs, look at them. They caused a lot.
And then he went too far and made himself sound like a fool again.
But I'm just saying, it's always happened, it always will.
Yeah.
Don't try and change it.
Yeah. Just chill out is what you're saying.
Do you know what we should do? We should all get on our bike, go and find ourselves when we're little and go, be careful what you do in life. Oasis, Supersonic, still good.
Still as good as ever.
Still good on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You'll be pleased, Rick.
Go on.
Ricky Anderson has emailed him.
Dickers!
Danderson.
Oh,
Yeah,
what are you doing, Dindo?
He's probably our biggest fan.
Diddler, you little diddler!
Exactly. He has emailed in, as ever. Ricky, your show fascinates me. How do you maintain such levels of senseless drivel? That's from Randers, from Randy Anders.
Little diddle dollars! Oh!
So, thanks again,
Dudley.
Yeah.
Well done. He's yeah, that's great. I get a buzz. I was disappointed last week where he didn't. Ask him why he's didn't email us
He didn't
last.
respond last week. No, it's a shame.
Probably busy. I don't believe he had something better to do.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so.
I can't believe that of anyone when you've got this sort of level,
Exactly.
intense chat. What have you done this week, Carl?
Well, I've had a few days off, haven't I?
Yeah.
Still, doing stuff for this show and that, but managed to
Well,
get a
not
few
really.
hours in.
Yeah, not really.
Just doing nothing, and bought a place. I was looking at kitchens,
Yeah.
weighing some of them up, and
Yeah. Checking them out.
checking them out, and also ordered a sofa.
Yeah.
Nice sort of comfy, sort of leatherish sofa.
Oh, a leatherish.
Oh, I don't like leather sofas. I don't,
But what are you picturing?
A leather sofa.
A leather sofa.
Yeah,
I
but
just squeaky and it's.
No, this isn't. This
isn't
isn't. No, this isn't like that.
But I want a really old, sinky dainty fabric. I want a sofa that is as comfortable as a bed. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if it was acceptable, you'd have a bed in your lounge. Wouldn't you? If that was allowed, without seeming like you were sort of like elderly, or
That would be
just-
good. And I'd have a drip going in.
Yeah.
Sort of like with nutrients. I can't be bothered to chew.
No, you can't,
Lager,
yeah.
sort of lager with sort of vitamins.
Vitamins
and
pumped in.
then one going from the knob down to the toilet.
To the lavatory, yeah.
And with all the remote controls. And that would be amazing.
To be fair, you're almost there, Rick. I've certainly seen the toilet tubing. when I've been around in the car.
My dad's bed, right? My dad would never change his chair. Well, would try and get rid of it because it would just fit to him and it'd just be absolutely dilapidated, right? And
What, he's
Sandra's
got his own chair in the lounge?
Yeah, his own chair, right? And then and his bed, right? When they had separate rooms towards the end, and his bed, right? It was just it had it for years, and it was a big dip. It was just like a spoon in the middle where it was concave. And my mum used to just vacuum it out.
Oh!
Well, the little bits of like, he'd have a fag in bed or he'd do his roll-ups in bed.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's
he said to
fantastic.
him, Why do you like that bed? It's curved. You know, he goes, it means I can't fall out. The idea it's like in a hammock. That's great.
That can't be good for his back.
Well, I don't think it matters towards the end of it. A hammock would be. I really would love a hammock. I mean, a big beanbag would be good, wouldn't it? With a telly.
A beanbag as big as a bed would be amazing.
Yeah, but this is still the telly thing, because do you prop yourself up a little bit to watch it? Do you watch it on the side, which is annoying? Do you turn the telly on the side?
I've always wondered about that.
The weird thing is, right, you know, I've mentioned before about certain things that are just right, like your hand, 5 fingers is just enough, right? One more,
the sex tips.
It ruins stuff.
Yeah, one less.
One less, and you know, saying about drying your pots and that'd be really slippery and that.
Yeah.
Right? And the weird thing is, right,
I think that's what nature had in its mind.
My mum and dad, right, they moved to this little house, right, and they had loads of furniture that they'd collected over the years without chucking out, and they've moved to this small house, so they just had too much furniture, right, and they had this double bed, and that was for, like, you know, when friends come round and that, they can stay there. But the problem was he wanted to sort of put these wardrobes in the bedroom, right?
Right.
That went on either side of the bed.
Sort of wrapped around the bed.
Yeah, but because the room was so small, he thought, I can sort that out.
Yeah.
Right? And he sawed the bed.
He sawed the bed?
He sawed the whole thing, so you've got, like, your mattress, your bed, and everything.
What, he just sliced some off?
Like a big sandwich, just cut a bit off.
Just cut the crust off.
How much is that, would you say?
About 8 inches, 6
About
inches.
8 inches.
But hold on, but that won't
cut
work. Because it'll all fall out the side, and then what happened to the springs and all the supports and stuff? It'll just collapse.
It didn't all come out and that. I mean, it's not the comfiest bed. but the weird thing is, he did it, and even though it's only like 8 inches or whatever, it totally ruined it. It's
yeah,
like,
well, of course it would.
No, but what do you think I mean? I don't mean it ruined it as in it looks a mess.
No, it would have been uncomfortable.
Not even that, though. Just the fact it's that little bit shorter. It's like, God, for 2 people, this is hard work now. This is like, you haven't got enough room, even though it's only 8 inches.
Why did he build the wardrobes first, without measuring, putting the...
I think he did all that, and then thought, oh, it'll easily fit in there, and it didn't. So he had to sort of saw a bit off the bed. But it's just weird how only 8 inches...
Did he use one of those electric saws?
Yeah.
And presumably there was just kind of material and wood just flying everywhere.
What did he do with the legs? Did he have to move the legs in a bit?
He moved the legs. Looking at it, right, once it's got like the quilt on it and everything, you wouldn't know. I was like, yeah, that's all right, done a good job.
Yeah.
And I went to bed at night. He's like, you know, sleep well. Got up in the morning after having about 45 minutes sleep and said, something not right with that.
Yeah.
You really are your father's son, aren't you?
I said,
It's not right
it's
with
not
that.
right. And he said, oh, well, I said, what have you done? It doesn't seem the same. And he said, oh, I had to shorten it, sort of thing, you know, to fit in the gap. I said, well, I can't sleep in it. I said, and there was a big kerfuffle. My mum was saying, look, you have our bed then, and we'll sleep in that one. And my dad was like, sod that.
Yeah, it's ruined.
You know,
some idiot cut it.
So there was a big debate going on about where we should sleep, and I was saying, look, you know, I only come and see you like every couple of, you know, probably once every 6 months.
I'm not being funny, but next time we go home, can I film it? Just for, do you know what I mean, Channel 4 or something?
Well, you know, I mean, the Osbournes is not at the moment. The Pilkingtons. That would be extraordinary.
Oh, can we film it?
That's brilliant.
Is anyone from Channel 5 listening to this show?
Or Bravo.
Yeah.
The Pilkingtons.
Weird though. Weird.
Play a record?
Or do you want to play? Do you fancy playing something of yours?
What, have we got anything?
I don't know, something that was sent in to you, maybe?
Oh yeah, no, I'll tell you, yeah, I'd like to play this. Yeah, Bronze Age Fox, band from Bristol, my neck of the woods.
Always working,
play the tune,
Carl,
play the tune.
always working, he's
Play the
always
tune.
working, he's on the ball, he's on the ball, he's on the Bobby ball. Coldplay, the scientist, XFM 104.9, I'm Mickey James with Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Carl, what are you doing?
I wish that's how you spoke.
Right, what are you doing then?
Let's have a quick reprise, if we could, of the Rockbusters clues.
Yeah, Rockbusters, if you've just tuned in, you've missed it this week. Here's your 3
Well, no, you
clues.
haven't. That's why we're giving the clues again.
Yeah, I know, but if they haven't.
Eh?
What?
Say if they've been busy.
Just give the clues again.
First one.
God.
Don't argue with him, because he isn't going to change his mind. That's AA. Second one, he always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That's P. Yeah. And the third and final one, oh, I might have to put that woman in the oven. A-B.
Interesting.
Are we telling them or still?
No.
People
People have still got a chance to win those extraordinary prizes. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
We've still got features to come though, Steve. It's incredible. We've still got Ritual. Remember last time? People in India, it's good to have a flathead.
Yeah.
We've got Do We Need 'Em? I've got That's Ridiculous.
That's a great game.
What should we do next?
It's too much.
We Do We Need 'Em out of the way?
Do We Need 'Em out of the way?
Yeah, just...
Let's explain it again.
If you're new, I'm sort of on a bit of a mission to find out, we've got a lot of animals and insects in the world and stuff. Do we need them all?
It still amuses me.
So we've found out we've got to keep jellyfish. We've done octopus. She said we've got to keep them. This week, snails.
Do we need them?
Just doing some research, right? I'm sort of working my way through different creatures and insects and stuff that's on the planet.
Yeah.
Right? And finding out if we need them or not. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know much about snails?
Sea snails.
Well, yeah.
Snails in general. I don't know much about snails, land snails. I know a bit about sea snails, whelks, top shells, that sort of thing.
Would you say they're important?
What sort of sense do you mean by important?
Say if we had to sort of get rid of some animals and insects and that because we're running out of room.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what I know about some snails. I don't know if this applies to sea snails as well. I mean, I called you today because a lot of other places are shut.
Yeah.
Right? So, I know they like to eat stamps, apparently. The glue on stamps. They love it, right? Apparently a lot of letters and stuff aren't getting to where they're meant to be getting because snails are crawling into letterboxes and eating the stamps. That obviously doesn't apply to the sea ones, but that's a problem they're causing.
All right.
Were you aware of that?
No.
But you're glad you're onto the phone today? Right. They love beer.
Beer, yeah. Who doesn't?
And also, I don't know if this is right, but I heard that they sleep for 13 years, or can do.
Right. I wouldn't know if they can sleep for 13 years or not. I think sea snails are pretty important. Yeah, they do quite a good job in the sea. They graze on algae and
But
they provide food for other animals. I mean, you can say that about any fish. Any animal, whether they exist.
would you be upset if, someone said, we're getting rid of them?
Oh, yeah.
You would be?
They're an animal, I wouldn't.
Forget being like favouritism and all that I get for them, right? There'll be other things knocking around you can sort of spend your time looking after. You'll still have a job, don't be worrying about that. So I'm not going to get rid of all the fish. Jellyfish need looking after, so you're safe.
Yeah.
But do we need them? Come on, there's loads of people saying, come on, we've got to move on through the animals, and you're holding them up saying, well, I want to keep them.
Well, who's saying we need to... That just sounds a bit crazy to me.
Just imagine. Do you know what I mean? And they would come to you because you work in an aquarium, so they'd be asking for your advice.
Right.
And you're slowing it down.
Well, they asked my advice and I'm giving it to them, so, that's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, but snails, I mean, like I say, they drink beer and that, What do they do apart from some food for a whelk?
They were around, their descendants around a lot longer than we have been.
Yeah, they've been around a long time, but what have they done?
Well, they survived that long, so they must be doing something pretty good.
Well, apparently they sleep for 13 years, so really, even though they've been around for ages...
I think that sounds a bit... But I don't think they sleep for 13 years.
Not all of them, just the tired ones. So, snails, do we need them?
Well, yeah, I just think they've got to, it's not for us to say, do we need them or not, we can't.
So you think we should keep them?
Yeah, definitely.
Carl, I'm proud of you. That was
getting really quite annoying.
I know. What did he think he was doing? What? I don't know what you tell these people. I mean, you don't get their permission to play this out, do you? You just
Well,
don't tell
the
him.
thing is, right, I sort of told him what it was about, but we won't say who he is or where he works, because it doesn't matter. I just needed to speak to someone who knows.
I know the fact that you were trying to get an answer out of him by suggesting that he would be safe, because he could look after jellyfish if he gave the okay to destroy snails.
He's getting livid, you can tell.
Oh, God. Brilliant. So you've been around a long time, but what have they done? Well, that was great, Carl. Play a record. Well done.
Bit of any now?
Oh, I'm obsessed with this song, Red Vines. It's brilliant. I love that. Annie Man, Red Vines. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You mentioned earlier